I'm wearing headphones today because I'm pretending that this is a podcast and there is a microphone just over here. You can't see it, but it's here. This is a bit of a weird angle, but I've just got my tripod set up so that I can draw. This is how we do. And, I thought I'd just draw something and talk to you guys and maybe answer some questions. I asked some questions on my Instagram a while ago, just in case I start rambling too much and get a bit off topic. They're just there to guide the conversation. Really, just want to have a chill time, draw some stuff. Today I'm going to be drawing Peter Draws. He's a YouTuber, if you don't know, and his content is really good and it's been very inspiring to me lately. So I grabbed some screenshots of him, which is what I do. I've said this in an Instagram post, that I like to draw YouTubers because it's often, realistic people. And by real, I just mean not like photoshopped or posed. Real poses, real expressions, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I'm just gonna draw and chat, and that's all this video is. Is this even a good pencil to draw with? I'm not too sure. I'm a bit out of the pencil game. I'm using a 4B. Derwent Graphic. Made in Britain. And here we have our picture. Peter, first name Peter, last name Draws. When I am doing a drawing, the first thing I do, especially with a realistic drawing, obviously if I'm using a reference, which I am today, I like to really look at the drawing. And that kind of sounds stupid, but drawing is like 50% seeing. Well, I don't really know the percentages, but, what am I saying? Drawing is seeing. You have to know what you're looking at and understand what you're looking at to draw proportions realistically. It's not necessary in, expressing yourself, but it is in drawing correct proportions, if that's what you're into. So I've just been blocking in the basic shapes, and I did start drawing some details in the eyes, but then I thought, should I add some pen into this work? Since it is Peter Draws, he does a lot of pen stuff, and I'm I'm unsure what I should do. I think I'm gonna continue in pencil, but I might consider adding some pen later. That wasn't probably a decision that I needed to update you on, but I felt the need to do so. So the first question I got in a couple of different ways. Basically people just asking how I found my style and how I stick to my style. And to be honest, it's really hard for me to answer this question because I never tried to develop my style. I just started making things and kept making things. And I guess that's probably the best answer that I can give, is that your style, the way that you draw things, the way that you paint things, the way that you even just make anything will come about if you're doing something very often. Your brain will kind of figure out things that you like and will repeat them, if that makes sense, which it probably doesn't. But I also feel like you shouldn't put, I don't think it's very important. Having a style, especially for beginners, is not important. It's more about learning and creating for the sake of creating art. So if you're someone who's struggling to find their style, don't worry about it. If it's something that you really want, it'll come with time, and it's something that can change as well. I think I have many different styles and all of them are still developing, so don't worry too much about it. How was high school for you? It was great. I loved high school. I loved it because it was just a really social, fun time for me, and I did subjects that I really liked. I did art, I did music extension, and I did Maths A, where I'm pretty sure we just learnt simple interest for 2 years. And I did film and TV, and it was so fun. I loved high school, but I was very happy to leave. I was over it by the time it was done. Nethercott asks, do I drink coffee? I fucking love coffee. I went through a phase about 2 months where I didn't have any caffeine just because I wanted to see what effect it has on me. And I find out that I shouldn't be drinking too much coffee because it makes me pretty anxious. But that's only, if I have like 6 coffees. No, if I have like more than 2 on an empty stomach. So I love coffee. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of how, like, smudgy this pencil is. I should have known it's a 4B. I should use, like, a 2B or something. Or a pen, for that matter. And I always get, like, all of these smudges on my hand. I'm sure many of us do, but it really annoys me. Right now, all I'm trying to do is just get this lip right. And I know it's wrong. I think it needs to be more down. When I'm like struggling with the drawing, proportions especially, a good trick, well, not really a trick, I guess it's a technique, it's not a secret, is to flick your eyes in between the drawing and your reference and do it really quickly, and you'll be able to see like what is different, I suppose. So for me, I know that the eye is a little bit in the wrong place. The mouth is a bit wrong. This is still too far out. And I don't know, sometimes when I'm drawing, I just get proportions like bam, straight off the bat, everything's good. But most times it's a bit of a struggle. And that's probably why I start out with pencil, even when I'm doing a pen drawing, just because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Sometimes I need to redraw the mouth. I'm actually going to switch to pen now because I'm really not feeling this pencil. So, oh shit. The question here, is college worth it if you have been a self-taught artist all your life but don't quite know what you want? And then the question cuts off because Instagram be like that. But I am assuming they mean they don't quite know what they want to do. I wanted to address this because I get asked a lot, and I didn't go to college or university for art. I studied sustainable design, majoring in graphic design. So that might sound like art to some people, but it's not. I actually, like most of my course, I'd say like 80% was theory and philosophy and reading and writing a lot of shit. So I have no idea. Didn't study art. I took one art class as an elective and I hated it. I almost failed. So I don't know. I'd think not. I don't think so. I'd say it's more valuable to, if you want to study something that you love, and if that's art, maybe go for it, I personally was not interested in studying art. I just like doing it. Have you taken any personality tests? Enneagram, Myers-Briggs. Wow. I can't read. Yeah, I have. I think I didn't know what the Enneagram, I think that's how you say it, test was. But I took it and I'm a 9. And Myers-Briggs personality test, I think I'm an INFJ or an ENFJ, depending on the day. I'm very such an introvert, but also very extroverted. So I'm always flipping in between those two. How do you find the motivation to create so many different things all the time? I guess because on my channel, that's all that I do, that people assume that I'm just constantly creating, where it's more like I create in short bursts or waves. So I'll have, it used to be a lot shorter, but these days I'll have maybe a month's worth of me just being able to create stuff. But then eventually I have to kind of stop and slow down and focus on other things. And I think I've noticed that I tend to do this with art. And then when I'm kind of sick of art, I'll go to music. There's definitely times where I'm not doing either and I'm not being creative at all. But I think I've realized, and I'm really working hard to kind of be able to sustain being creative. So for me, that means, creating a lot of content, filming a lot of stuff. And then when I'm not feeling creative, I'll edit it and I'll upload it and I'll stagger my uploads so that it just is consistent. Sometimes I completely burn out and I have no content. That happened at the start of this year. I took 2 weeks off and I ended up taking 5 weeks off just because I I wasn't doing anything. I couldn't think of ideas, but now I'm back and I have a lot of ideas and I'm, really excited to create. So I don't know, a lot of misconceptions. I don't create stuff all the time. People always ask me how often do I draw? And to be honest, it's not very much. Like the sketchbook, I have used maybe like 20 pages and I've had it. When did I buy this? Since my last sketchbook tour, which was a couple of months ago. So, I go through phases. Sometimes I create a lot and sometimes I don't create anything at all. Are you making any more music soon? Yes, I actually have about 4 completed tracks that I am just kind of working on and working towards some other goals. I'm not going to say too much, but yes, I am trying to make more music. Someone asks, you live in Australia, right? Do you really need to put sunscreen on every morning? I mean, I should. If I'm going outside, I'll put sunscreen on, but if I'm just going to sit in my house, I don't think the UV rays can really get me. So no, I don't put it on every morning, but I'm trying to get better at putting it on whenever I go outside. Definitely if I'm going to be in the sun. Yes, the sun is a deadly laser. Are you ever going back to being brunette? Such a random question. I don't know. Blonde is my natural hair color and I've been trying to grow it out for a long time. So probably not in the future. I quite like being blonde. I think it suits me. So maybe not, but maybe in the future, I don't know. I can also change my mind very quickly. We'll see. Do you worry about your future, school, dream job, meeting your and other expectations? And then it cuts off because Instagram cuts off questions. Not really. No, I'm here for a good time. I'm just trying to, I have my own expectations that I want to meet. And, I think working towards them is very rewarding. So I don't worry about it. I just keep going. And then if something messes up, I reevaluate and try again. But no, not at the moment. I'm just having a really good time. So not worried. When did you start to draw and when did you start to sing? I've been drawing, since I was a kid, but I didn't I think I did my first portrait, really sat down and did a drawing when I was maybe 14 or 15. And then I just kind of I'd probably draw maybe once a month in high school. I didn't really try. And then as we saw, I went through a bit of an anime phase and that actually taught me a lot about, lines. I'm really into lines. I quite like lines. And just general proportions and learning how to draw from reference. And then I think after that, once I got into uni, I was really I'm not serious about it now either, but I really started to enjoy drawing. Whereas before, I don't know, it actually took me quite a while to get into drawing, but yeah, I started drawing when I was 15, but I didn't do it seriously until maybe end of high school. And even then, not too serious about it. And singing, I didn't sing in front of anyone until I was around 12. And then I had a job with my friend at a restaurant singing when I was 16. And then in late high school, I started making music, really bad music, really embarrassing music. But that's kind of, end of high school as well, is when I was like, oh yeah, I like doing this. What do you do when you're in a creative slump? Well, small miss, I usually don't do anything. If I've learned anything, the best way for me personally to get out of a creative slump is to not do anything artistic. If I push myself past the point where I'm already burnt out, it's not good. But the other thing is that if I can find something to kickstart my motivation, whether it's a documentary on something that I'm really interested in or looking at other artists, watching YouTube videos, sometimes that can hype me up and I'm yeah, I'm ready to go again. But if I'm really at the point where I am nah, I don't even want to look at a piece of paper, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to try and, find something else to do. Sometimes it's within the creative realm, maybe I'll take some photos or, try and write a song or something. But, a lot of the time I just need a few days where I'm not looking at art. And I don't know how well this translates to people who have art as a full-time career, because obviously they need to make art all the time to sustain themselves. But for me, I just need a period of time where I'm not doing anything. So yeah, or I'm doing something else artistic, but not in the same, I just need a break from whatever has burnt me out. How do you make money as an artist? Lots of incomes. That's like a good piece of advice that I've learned, is that if you want to do art, you got to have multiple sources of income. And yep, unless you do whatever you want to do and it's an absolute hit and you make millions of dollars, like, do that if you can, you know? Do you have any channels you recommend for watching speed paints or draw with me? Sorry, I don't know. I can't read today or like ever. Yeah, Peter Draws. He's really great. His stuff is I don't know, it's very calming to watch, but he's also a really funny guy. So like, I find there's really good, not only educational value, but also entertainment value in his videos. Apart from that, I love Furry Little Peach. She doesn't do like solely speed paints, but like her whole channel is just really good. She puts so much effort into her videos and you can tell, and they're really good to watch. I find like regular speed paints and draw with me's very dry, so I don't actually watch a whole lot of them. But they would be the first two and the main two that come to mind. I'm flipping through a lot of these questions, and I know I've just kind of already talked about my uni degree, but like everyone, well, not everyone obviously, but there are a lot of questions just being like, what did you study? What did you study? What did you study? So basically, I wanted to study graphic design because to me it was a really good combination of art, but also computers, because I really enjoy computers and I am obsessed with magazines, and I always have been obsessed with publications and magazines, and I would still love to work like in a publication company as a designer or as an artist or as a creative director. You know, I love that shit. So that's what I went in for. But then my course turned out to be very heavily based around sustainability and being sensitive to different cultures and grassroots activism and all of this stuff that I had never even really thought about before. And it really resonated with me. And even though I'm not doing a job in sustainability or design or philosophy or anything like that, it's something that I really enjoy. I'm still trying to like educate myself about all these different things. And I think, like I said, even though I don't have a job in these things, it's the most valuable thing I've ever done. But the course doesn't actually exist in the form that I took it anymore. And now I think it's just called Bachelor of Design. But yeah, that's what I studied. It was 80% theory. So it was really only in the third year that we got to do a lot of design work. And yeah, it was very, very heavy theory based. Lots of reading, lots of writing, lots of researching. But I really loved it. And that's what I studied. I didn't do art. I only did one art subject. Yeah, I said that before and I almost failed it. So didn't study art. Did design and sustainability. And I think that's gonna wrap it up from me. Definitely check out Peter Draws. I've kind of drawn the background inspired by Peter Draws in a Peter Draws world. So definitely check him out. Really cool guy, really cool channel. Very good, very inspiring. I recommend. And yeah, I enjoyed doing this. I hope I can do it again someday, which I probably will. Let me know. I might like do a series on drawing, YouTubers or people that inspire me, because that's always a fun time. And yeah, let me know if you want to see that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.